Okay, well, good morning and welcome back. It's now Saturday, so basically going to be much more of the same from yesterday. Would be really nice to get this room emptied, but then there's the architect, and I would quite like to clean up the golf because I might have to go and pick up some stuff, and it's much easier to drive around than the bus, but we'll see as we get along. So I'm just going to keep going, and I'll cut in every once in a while. Now, I was reading through, I did read all the comments that were left, thank you very much. You sticky, horrible pipe thing, I didn't really want to know what that was. The dolls I'm not sure about, maybe put them in a box or in the chest for a while. Otherwise, thank you all very much for watching and for the encouragement. It is something really nice to read of an evening when you're kind of a bit exhausted and lying in bed, or in the morning when you wake up, just to see how nice and friendly and great people are and can be. So enjoy the view. That's what we're here for the weather, for the view, for the food, and obviously for this beautiful house. So I'm going to get on with it, and I'll see you in a couple of minutes probably. Okay, so someone commented, can you put a bathtub up there with the weight? So we're underneath, this is where I've been putting away some of the stuff that I brought down. We're underneath that room, and we've got a fully stone double groin which goes across there, and then also a supporting wall in the middle. So I mean, it's not been done particularly nicely, but I think it's probably pretty sturdy. I've certainly been more worried about drilling through there to get the water up to the bathtub and back down from the bathtub, because we did that, if you remember, over in the other room, and it was a real pain. But I will ask the architect this afternoon what she thinks about that. Look at the size of this fella. Well, for a European, for a Brit, I know some of you are Australians, and I have it on good authority that you have creepy crawlies in Australia, which we wouldn't even have nightmares about. I'm in the back room now. It looks like some of the water that's coming might have actually come in here, but there is no access at all to the roof here. There is quite a big open space up there, but you can't get to it. I can see there's a hole there. I can sort of see some things through it. You can see there's a bit of tile, but there's no trap. That's going to make it quite difficult to find out exactly what's going on. Not sure how I'd get up there because it doesn't connect with the room next door. At any rate, I'm in here because, as you can see, plenty of furniture in here. Oh, someone, the windows are clean. Plenty of furniture in here too. You'll recognise some of the things from the living room initially. But what I'm going to do, is stack them up, because this room is going to not be used for a very long time, but it's still less damp than the cellar. And if I can get some of the things, the nicer bits of furniture that we'll probably reuse from the other bedroom into here, then I won't have to head up and down to the cellar every time I want something. So beds on beds on beds, lots of beds. It's like a what's it, a youth hostel in here. There's still a record player over there, all of this stuff, and this beautiful chest, and that, which is not so beautiful. But I'm not, again, wait for the architect this afternoon and see what happens there. One of the alarm clocks has gone off just as I flip this upside down to keep its story. Hear that? Amazing. Probably hasn't gone off in, well, who knows, at least since 1992, but probably a while longer than that. Anyway, back to work. Now, the first time we visited this house, this sofa was over there up against the wall, and it had a whole lot of dolls sat on it. I don't know where the other ones have gone. They'll probably turn up eventually and scare the life out of me. But now, as I was just heaving it out, I've discovered it is in fact a sofa bed. And these guys, look at that. IKEA has nothing on this. There. And then, I presume, this folds forward. How do we get the bed bit out? Look at that. I mean, it's minuscule, but it just flips upside down and there's a bed. So I was surprised by that. And another YouTube success, all of those of you who commented that this box fits in there on those little edges. Spot on. It does indeed. So thank you for that. It is actually probably not a rare or valuable chest. Newark, USA, National Trunk and Bag Co. Non-breakable. Okay. I quite like that. I think that'll probably end up maybe in the kids' bedroom as a toy box. We'll see. So these are the bedside tables. There's two of them, and they're actually, now I've got them out and have a proper look at them, they're quite cool. They're sort of Art Deco style, I would have thought. Obviously I don't know much about much, but I think they're pretty cool. We might have to clean them up, obviously. Well, you know, the veneer coming off just is authentic, I guess. But with a good clean, and maybe a coat of varnish or oil, they might come up quite nicely. Let me know what you think. I know I keep dragging off from the what's at hand, but as you can see, it is proper progress today. But look, a raffle ticket from 1984, the 14th of August, so that's Ferragosta. The first prize is a 50cc moped. The second prize is a Commodore VIC-20. Now, that's a very old computer. Radio Registratore, not quite sure what that is, but I imagine it's a tape deck radio. A Polaroid camera, and then a camping gas light. So that's, 5 prizes. That's not bad. Unfortunately, it doesn't say how much the ticket was, but if it's here, it probably didn't win. Yeah, when you put them together as a matching set, they look fabulous. This one seems to be in slightly better nick, but I'm 99.9% certain they'll be stood next to my bed in, with a bit of luck, a couple of months' time. So, right down to, the bed's being made. That's a very heavy, hard pillow. Now, I'm not being funny, but let me see if I can get this here. So I'm 6'4", and this comes up to, well, it's a pocket height. That's a massively high bed. And the woman who sold us the house is the size of a teacup. I don't know how they must have had like little step ladders or something to get up into it. That's ridiculously high. And very metallic sounding. Right, clean off this mattress outside, and then see if this is, it looks like it's just sort of slotted together. I'll have to see. I'll be right back since I've got rid of this mattress. Okay, so I've made a very interesting discovery here. I've been looking at this bed since we bought the house and thinking, oh, it's an interesting bed. but I'm not quite sure about it. A, it's very, very high off the ground, and B, it's probably for modern people, and certainly for tall, fat people like me, probably a bit short and also a bit narrow. But what I didn't notice until just now is it's made of tin. It's a metal tin can bed painted with wood effect in where it was originally done. Very good wood effect, let's face it. And there was no way I would have thought that was made out of metal, so I'm completely bluffed there. These spring, whatever it is, underbits of the bed are look like something out of a torture chamber. Anyway, I thought you might find that as amusing as I did, because I did find that very amusing. So that probably makes it a lot lighter, so it might be easier to lug about. That would be the upside of that. Okay, ever onwards. I don't want to go on and on about this, but every time I take something old apart, I'm always fascinated by the way that they put things together. So in the day and age of IKEA with, you know, screwing everything and melamine, well, this has just got like door hinge slots and a bar, and then to save, I would have thought, having another weld point or another hinge to go on there, this side then just sits, I don't know if you can see that properly, just sits on the other side on two little feet. So can only go one way round, but it's ingenious. I do like things like that. Okay, so back by popular demand is La Questione Sessuale, but unfortunately it's just the cover, and I've been through everything up there and none of it belongs to this. As you can see, that's not the right size, that's not the right book, none of it is from the right book. But I found this and I have no idea what it is. Look, there's someone on there who looks sort of, see if that'll focus, sort of important. And then there's a hole at the other end. It's got like a thing on the side, and I can do this with my left. You can unscrew it, but nothing happens when you unscrew it. So I'd be very intrigued to find out what this is. Now, I know a lot of you are thinking, oh, well, you know, some of the things might have value or whatever else, but it seems almost a shame. So if there's anything interesting here or important here, then I'd really like to bring it back to the family. I actually, there is still a member of the family here in the village, and I took most of the photos over to her earlier on. I'll take the rest once I've organised, because I didn't, you know, it was, just remember from yesterday's video, it was sort of a bit of a mess. And I was just going through the drawers, so everything that I sorted out of the drawers, I took over earlier on. But I have no idea what this is. That could be quite interesting. And unfortunately, I can't give you any more interesting information on this, except that it was published in New York by the Italians and by a doctor. But unfortunately, there's no more information, so I guess you'll just have to answer your sexual questions yourselves. Okay, so you should remember this from yesterday. I was just packing this away because we've done really very well. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I don't see any clever way of getting that out of here because it won't fit through either of the doors. And I guess it's probably not IKEA, so it's probably not just a matter of locking it down, which might mean that I'll have to work around it, which would be probably not too bad, but it is pretty, and I think it should stay here. But then I came across this again, which we picked up yesterday, and I made a discovery. And the discovery is it's wired up, and it's wired up to a broken, albeit, but still a normal plug. And I think I might have to take my life in my hands and put a plug on that and see what exactly lights up, because this is going to be probably one of the first electric illuminated Mary and Jesus pictures of all time, unless it's just the grid that acts as a flycatcher. That could be, who knows. But I'm going to try and find a plug, wire it up, and I'll plug it in downstairs right at the fuse box, just in case it does blow everything. That'll make it easier just to turn it off again. But I was quite surprised to see a plug on the back of this. There's a metal grid here on the front, but there might well be a light behind her. I don't think she's going to cry. But once I've gotten this and the chest out, I'll find a plug and we'll wire this up. Okay, another quick flash in. I was trying to take the mirror off this, I'm guessing sort of 1950s dresser, and it's screwed on. And in fact, it has, Marioni is the family name of the family who used to own this house, 1951. So that's obviously when it was made, and it was obviously made to measure, which is quite surprising and very nice. So I still don't trust myself to get it out in one piece without breaking it. So I'm going to find a screwdriver and unscrew these and then take it out in 2 bits. Okay, well, there we go. That's still here. That's the paint sprayer over there. There's that toilet, the wrong toilet, and some tools and electric stuff that we'll need. But we've pretty much emptied it. It's going to be a sweep out. Take this off. This is still a working light, easily enough. But there's a little push button there. Oh. I turned it off at that light switch, and I can still turn it on here, which means that one of the lives is probably running through what should be earth wire there. That was quite good that I touched that before I got myself a massive electric shock taking it off. So we have a porcelain junction box up here. These just have like a little screw on the outside, which you should be able to undo by hand. There we go. And then we can see, oh, look at that. Isn't that quality wiring? That makes you feel safe and sound. There's a wire that goes upstairs. That presumably is for the light that doesn't work upstairs. There's a wire that comes down here and then disappears. Oops. And then comes back out. So that goes to that junction box. That's where the live arrives. There's one that goes out there as well. So I'm going to disconnect it pretty much as far back as I can, because that is not the sort of wiring that is going to make me sleep soundly at night. I'm very happy with that, actually. The architect should be turning up in about an hour, I guess. I don't know if it'll all fit into this video because it might end up being very long, so we might end up with 2 videos today, which would be quite surprising, but we might not. I'm going to take down the curtains. As you can see, they're not held on by much. And we just hug on that. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Well, you can't see it very well because of the... but there we go, there's still that bed to take downstairs. There's the column and there's the valley. This is what it's all about. This is, and from here as well, same scenario. Imagine, honestly, it's just, here I am, fast asleep in my lovely bed. Oh look, the sun is shining. Let's go and see what the weather today is going to be like. Wander over towards the door. Bam. I mean, I know it's a midlife crisis, but I could have done worse. I could have bought myself like an old Porsche Cayenne or something. So, yeah, it's not too bad. Lots to do, but this is a very, very good first step. Okay, so I found a 2-pin plug, obviously no earth. And I'm not an electrician, but I do think that this might not have been the recommended way to wire a plug. So I'm just going to chop it off and pop a new plug on it. And then, in a couple of minutes, we'll see exactly what that is. Okay, so I've, will that focus? I've stripped the wire off at the end. And unfortunately it won't focus, which is not surprising because this is the thinnest wire I've ever seen. This is speaker wire, this is not electrical cable. But, you know, what won't you do for YouTube? I'm going to plug it in and we'll see how we get on. I certainly won't leave it plugged in for long. Okay, plug is on. And as you know, I'm not a great believer in pretend YouTube videos, so the best thing we can do is probably flip this out and hang it, try and hang it on this cable thing here. Will that work? No. How long is the cable? It's not very long. I want to hang it up so that when I plug it in, if it does explode, it won't do me. So I'm going to pull that off. I'll be right back. Okay, there she is. I'm going to have to unplug my Wi-Fi router. This, I'm going to unplug this as well. That's just for the security camera up there. Very good little cameras. This is earthed, and well, the earth doesn't make any difference, but it is plugged. So here goes. Oh no, it's not a security plug, it won't go in there. Oh. I'm going to have to get an extension cable because this has rounded edges and won't go into these little, see these little slots. Hang on. I haven't been able to find something, so I think we're just going to have to force it. Oh, it's in. Wow, look at that. I should perhaps wire that up to the security camera so that when someone comes in, it lights up the halo. That would put off pretty much any burglar, wouldn't it? Well, there we go. I have no idea how old this is. Looking at the cable, not young, but it works. And majestic. Maria. There are many, many, many Marias in this house, which is probably why it's still standing. So I'm very grateful for that. But there we go. That's plugged in. I'm going to unplug it now. I think that'll do. My curiosity has been sated. Okay, well, we've emptied the room. I've got a little bit of tidying up to do, and we've tested the Maria, and we found the book that we were looking for. So all in all, pretty good day. It's late afternoon now. The sun is shining. It's very, very warm. And I think that'll probably be it for this video. With a bit of luck, we'll be able to talk to the architect, and either that'll go in tomorrow's video or maybe there'll be two today. Sorry about that, car drove past. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you for all your comments. I do read them, I really do. I'm going to go and find some white vinegar and water mix, which I think I'm going to find easiest here rather than the oil suggestion, which would be perhaps a little bit more complicated to find, and spray it all over the sofa and the golf. And well, I'll show you. I think tomorrow will probably be a clean-up day, just a general clean-up day. I need to clean the room up there, brush it out, hoover it, get it ready, clean the golf, clean the sofa, tidy up basically everything that I've made a mess of in the last couple of days. But it's been another fabulous day. I do really love being here, and I can't really recommend this area of Italy more or enough, because the people are so wonderfully friendly. The food is amazing. The climate is fabulous. The architecture is wonderful. There's just one of those places where everything works. And if there was employment here, I'd probably move here tomorrow. For now, thank you very much for watching. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. This is the little brother, and this is the Abarth, the monster. Cute little cars. So that wasn't quite the end of the video. I have just spoken to the architect, and things are progressing, but there is no real news now. So yes, the roof will be done, as will most of the other things, the windows, and probably even the rendering on the front of the house. But it's going to take a while because there are a lot of bits of paper to be done, and the company that we'd first looked at did a project here in the region and then got an offer in another region, and they just disappeared. So I think the big problem is going to be how competitive the market is at the moment with this subsidy. We'll wait and see. I have 100% faith in the architect. She's extremely good and extremely good at communicating, so I can highly recommend her. But it's going to take some time. She thinks still that we'll have a new roof by the end of summer. So that would be absolutely fabulous, because that is really the most important thing, is the roof and the gutterings. Everything else is really holding up quite well. Even the roof is holding up not so bad. I was amazed after 6 months, as you saw. So anyway, there won't be a second video. This is it for today. Thank you very much for watching for the second time, because I'm going to put in the old bit because I was waffling on, but you know, that's what I do. Thanks for watching. Thanks for staying updated, and I'll see you all tomorrow.